Julian Assange is a controversial figure. Some believing that he's a hero for exposing the evil of this world, and others believing that he is just a hacker and he needs to be punished. Recently, he has been on the news quite a lot, and the reason is Julian Assange will have his last chance to avoid extradition to the United States. The WikiLeaks founder has been in prison in the UK and is wanted in the US for espionage, facing 18 charges related to the publication of a range of highly classified material about the US-led wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Assange faces 175 years in prison if he's extradited to the United States. The US also made a statement and they said that they are pursuing Julian Assange with as much determination as ever. And this is despite his lawyer's plea deal. Actually, he's appealing. So his fate is in the UK court's hands, because if they extradite him, decide to send him back, now US is going to deal with him. And as you know, the US government is waiting to punish Assange because of all the information that he has leaked to the world, information that we needed to know, and it was a secret, right? It was hush-hush. There's always conspiracies, there's always people accusing the US government of doing horrible things to other countries and not respecting other countries' sovereignty, but not a lot of hardcore evidence was available. But thanks to Assange and his WikiLeaks, lots of information went out, and that is the reason why they want to punish him. 175 years to be precise. That's what he's looking at, but they haven't yet charged him because he's in the UK and he's waiting for the UK court to decide on his behalf. But speaking about Assange, there are so many stories that he has leaked to the public that shocked the world when it comes to Libya, when it comes to the involvement of the US in Africa. Watch this clip from African Stream. We'll come back and discuss.
Julian Assange is celebrating his birthday in a maximum security prison in the UK. He has been held over 4 years after being forcibly evicted from his 7-year refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. His wrongdoing exposing American war crimes. Assange's whistleblower site WikiLeaks published everything from videos of US troops gunning down civilians and journalists in Iraq to the bombshell-laden correspondence between Washington and its embassies. It stripped America's mask off and laid bare the true nature of the United States. And some of the most sensational leaks it published concern Africa. First and foremost, we have the emails about Libya from then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. These cast doubt on the narrative that NATO intervened in 2011 on humanitarian grounds. Instead, the US-led bombing campaign was self-serving. Washington feared Gaddafi's plans for economic sovereignty, as his proposed gold-backed African dinar would challenge the dollar's dominance. The global South's dependence on the US currency had to be maintained at all costs. Such interest was also driving French and British support for the coup against Gaddafi. The Clinton email treasure trove reveals that both President Sarkozy and Prime Minister Cameron rushed to Tripoli to lay claim to Libya's massive oil reserves. One email suggests French firms were eyeing to control 35% of Libya's oil sector. How very humanitarian. Leaked cables also revealed that the US had been spying on African diplomats, especially those from countries critical of US policies. A cable from 2008 instructed US officials to collect biographical and biometric data on African envoys attending a UN General Assembly meeting. These included fingerprints and iris scans, as well as reports on personal habits and political views. The African Union condemned the surveillance as a violation of international law and an infringement on the sovereignty of UN member states. Corruption in Kenya was also exposed. Published leaks reveal how a former president looted billions of dollars and laundered hundreds of millions for Nigerian friends. They also show the complicity of Western countries in the looting of Africa, with the money trail leading to the UK, Switzerland, and tax havens in places like the Cayman Islands. WikiLeaks lifted the lead on the role of Western corporations in facilitating the exploitation of natural resources in Africa.
As you saw in that clip, this man exposed so much evil, and not just about Iraq, Afghanistan, but also African countries. And that needed to be told. That story needed to be told. And he did that. As I told you, some people see him as a hero, but some hate him to their core and they want him to be punished because they believe that he exposed their government. They believe that he had no right to hack the government and he had no right to expose that information. So they see him as a traitor and they want him to be punished. But what do you think about this, fam? Do you think he needs to be punished? Do you think he did the world a favor by sharing the stories? Or do you think that the way he went about it is not right, but at the end of the day, he exposed the truth? Or do you think he should be forgiven? Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one.